As you all know, the Messenger ﷺ's life from that day on, when he was told, قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ, his life became two. The time in Mecca and the time in Medina. It's called Al-Fatratul Makkiyya and Al-Fatratul Al-Madaniyya. How many years did he stay in Mecca? 13 years. And how many years did he stay in Medina? 10 years. We're going to now categorize the time in Mecca and the time in Medina. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to expand on that next week, inshallah. His Meccan time is divided into two, categorized into two. In terms of da'wah, I'm talking about. The first portion, the first 3 years after قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ came, for 3 years from that day onwards, is called al-da'wah as-sirriya. Al-da'wah as-sirriya, meaning the Prophet wasn't going out in public. He was keeping it very private. It's called what? Al-da'wah as-sirriya, private da'wah. Salawatullahi wa salam alayhi. This was 3 years in Mecca. And then, it's still Mecca, which is the second stage in Mecca. It's called Dawah al-Jahriyah. Dawah al-Jahriyah. Public da'wah. Where the Prophet ﷺ was vocal. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And this was the beginning of the 4th year until he migrated to what? Until he migrated to Medina. This is called Ad-Da'wah al-Jahriyah. So a lot of you are aware of those two, right? You've heard about it before. Lakin, let's categorize Medina. This is what a lot of people don't tend to know about. Medina is categorized into 3. If you look at the Prophet's life in Medina, it's 3 marahil, 3 stages. The first one is the scholars, they call it marhalatul fitan. It was trials and tribulations. Things were unstable. The enemies were internal. There were munafiqeen and hypocrites that the Prophet ﷺ was dealing with. The second stage is called marhalatul hudna. It was the contract period where the Messenger ﷺ was going into contracts. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So the first stage, are we all together? It took place from the time he went to Mecca, Medina, the first stage, where there was a lot of trials and tribulations and issues for the Prophet. This one, it started when he went to Medina, alayhi salatu wasalam, until the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, ila sulh al-Hudaybiyah. The second stage, the second category, where the Prophet ﷺ was signing contracts. It starts from the 8th year of the Hijriya. And the scholars, they call this period of time Marhalatul Hudna. The Prophet was sending letters to the rulers. He was signing agreements with them. And this one carried on until the Prophet ﷺ, the conquest of, it started from Hudaybiyah, and it went on until the conquest of Mecca. It started min Sulh al-Hudaybiyah until Fathu Mecca. Fathu Mecca is the 8th year of the Hijriya. The third one was when the people were entering Islam in bulks, in numbers. This is called marhalatu tawafud. Marhalatu tawafud means the people were coming, tribes, numbers and all of that were coming into Islam. And this was from the Fathu Makkah until the Prophet passed away. From Fathu Makkah until the Prophet passed away, this marhala was when إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسِ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. The people were coming in large numbers until the Prophet passed away, alayhi salatu wassalam.